All right. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to Here's the Thing with Kendra and Noah.
For episode 3 of season 2. It's our first guest of the season.
Exciting.
Exciting. It's the one and only Jalen Rance.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Jalen and I met when we both first moved to LA at our first jobs.
The worst job ever.
Shout out Studio Movie Grill. Noah sometimes will still, if I mention Studio Movie Grill, he'll still hit me with a
Who are we?
SMG.
How do you know that?
She told me.
Because I told them how we would have to.
Once
Oh,
and
they
I
would
loved
do
it.
that sometimes.
I'm
They'd be like,
hooded.
"Who are we?" And we'd have to say SMG. I hated it every second of it.
Yeah.
As soon as she told me that you guys had to do that, I was like, it's perfect. I love it so much.
It was a chant literally to leave with like less than $10 every night. Like
Yeah,
a
it
chant
was-
just get us prepared.
Yeah.
It was awful. We met at training though.
Yes.
Jalen loves to remind me that he was scared of me.
Really? Why?
I
my
just
face.
no. I honestly like
And
I
You
scary
literally
face.
the other day
no.
you said
Let
it was
me
your
give
face.
context. So I just I just every time I meet somebody, like unless they're immediate like, oh my god, I love you, like I think they hate me. Like
Okay.
and that's a toxic trait. Like love that, whatever. Unless you want to be my best friend, like I think you hate me. And she was just giving very much like, and I was like, okay, bitch. Like
I'm shy once you like until you get to know me.
for sure. Oh my god, yeah. Once we actually started talking, and like she was chatterbox. Like it was
Right.
good, yeah.
But at first, yeah, I come across like
which is valid,
I'm very shy. I kind of have resting bitch face, like.
as do I. So
But we're both Cancers. Different. Oh, I'm a June though, and you're a July, and they're
I'm in
different.
July. What's your sign again?
Taurus, I think, right?
Yes.
Taurus?
Yeah, you're a Taurus.
That means you're our
Yeah.
perfect matches.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Taurus and
perfect.
Cancer are like
Let's
this.
go.
I've never met a Taurus man though who like I've always friends but never like romantically. I've never met a Taurus
Same.
man like that yet.
Same.
If you're out there,
But yeah, and we've been besties ever since.
I agree.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself though?
Yeah. Should I just start from like the very beginning? Like what?
Yeah. The day you were born. No, I'm just kidding.
No, literally. I was born at 11:17 p.m. No, I am a singer-songwriter. I mostly dabble in like R&B, but I kind of don't like to limit myself too much because I feel like I love kind of every genre of music. But mostly right now I'm like kind of in my R&B bag. I came here in 2019, literally right before like the pandemic.
Mhm.
Super tragic. What happened after that? Yeah, I got that job with you.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Boston. Yeah,
Boston.
that probably
I don't
matters.
think I knew that.
You didn't know I'm from Boston?
I don't think so.
It's cool. It's a cool city.
Yeah. So you grew up there and everything?
I lived outside of Boston. I just say Boston because it's a lot easier for people. But I'm from Randolph, Mass. Super small town.
Okay.
I went home, I think it was last year, for like a couple of days, and it was just so barren. Like I was like so shook. I was like, yo, I can never move back here. Love y'all though, 10 out of 10. But
It's
I
okay.
can never.
That's like how we feel about our hometown too.
You guys are both from Wisconsin?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
They
in
were
the
from
same
the same
city
town,
and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just see like I picture snow and I picture like tumbleweeds, but it's like frozen. Like
Yeah,
when I think
winter
of
tumbleweeds.
Wisconsin.
I love it.
But yeah, love. Shout out to Marinol. Love it. Love y'all.
That's a town?
I gave some hate on it last episode,
Yeah.
and I apologize about that. I didn't like. If you live in Maryland, no, like you do you. Love that for you.
But it was probably true.
Personally,
It was probably true. It was probably true.
personally, could not go back. But there are people there that couldn't live here, so to each their own.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, please continue.
Yeah, I started taking music super serious around like 14. The reason why I got into it, I don't know. I've always loved to sing. I've always loved to like dance, do stupid shit. And can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm like, wait, let me shut up.
No, this is a G-rated family friend.
Right. We're gonna pray in the middle
Podcast.
actually too.
Good.
Yeah.
So-
Just a quick
GXXX rated.
break.
Yeah.
But my dad was a bodyguard for a lot of people growing up, and I was kind of around that. What's the word I'm looking for? Just around that a lot, and I think that he definitely had a large influence in like where I wanted to go musically. And just growing up around that type of atmosphere, it just made me want it even more. And I was begging him literally for so long. I was like, just please give me vocal lessons. Like, I promise you, like, I'll do so good, da 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 da. And he didn't want to get it from me until he was like super sure that I was serious about it.
Yeah.
And then so at 14, he got my first vocal lessons, and then from there, it just kind of went on. I was very, very excited.
That's cool that you knew like that early on, and
Yeah.
you were like that sure of it. That you're like, come on, Dad, give me the vocal lessons. Like, please, please, please.
It's really the only thing I've ever been sure about in my life. Like, if you ask anybody, even figuring out what the hell to drink for this podcast, like, I'm so indecisive. I don't care. I like when people make decisions for
Indecisive,
me.
the name of his first album. Stream it now.
Oh yeah, true. Plug. Shameless plug. But yeah, that's the only thing I've ever been so sure about in my life. And that's why I think that even though I may stray away from it at times, and sometimes things maybe seem like a little too hard for me, like, I always come back to it. Like, it's always will be my first love.
Cool.
But
I
yeah.
love that. That's how I feel about acting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have another plan, so.
Sure don't.
We went to, what were we saying last night? We went to the SZA concert last night.
Yes.
And what were we saying about how we were talking about how you're gonna be selling out stadiums.
Oh yeah, and she was gonna be sitting in the little the celebrity box.
The little celebrity box.
And people are gonna be taking videos and pictures of her
because
she's
I'm
at
his concert.
at my concert. Yeah.
When you started singing and getting the vocal lessons, did you know, like, okay, at some point I'm gonna move out to LA, like that's where the scene is, or did that happen a little later when you got a little older?
Moving to LA, I think that I always knew that I wanted to come here in some way, shape, or form, whether it was to live here, whether it was to visit and come out here to do music things and then go back to Boston. I honestly just like didn't think it was possible, like, for a move, just where I was financially at the time.
Sure.
But as I started to hit like 2019, the end of 2018, 2019, I was working at Urban Outfitters. I met my best friend Dasmine, and
Shout out Dasmine.
Shout
We
out
love
Dasmine. Yeah, we sure do. And what's it called? Through her, I met our friend Alex, and he heard me sing on like a voice memo or whatever, and we were just like chatting. He didn't know I could sing before, like did music or anything like that. But he heard a voice memo, immediately made Dasmine call me or something like that, and was talking about it. And basically he sat me down at Cheesecake Factory and was like, "Yo, I could make sure you get to where you need to go within the next like 3-4 months." He was like, "Just give me this time and we'll be in LA." And I was like, a lot of people like throughout my career have loved like smoke and mirrors. A lot of people love to say shit. A lot of people love to talk and say they're going to do this, this, and that, and this is going to happen. I'm like, yeah, okay. So at this point, like, I wasn't really working with my dad as much. He was like my manager prior. And I just took him up on it. He seemed like he was like talking like he knew what he was doing. So lo and behold, 3-4 months later, we're in LA and we moved there. The shit was so stressful. Like, I was broke as a joke when I came out here. I had like $1,600 to my name. I was trying so hard to find a job. Literally looked for like 2 weeks. Found a ghetto SMG. Barely could afford rent then. But yeah, just everything kind of worked out in the way that it was supposed to, if that makes sense. So very grateful for that.
Cool. That is awesome. Yeah. I imagine, just like somebody telling you all that stuff. It probably sounds like, empty promises, and it's like,
especially after you've been told that a lot,
like
right. X, Y, and Z is gonna happen. I want to do this for you.
You're like, okay, we'll see in 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll see it when I believe it, or I'll believe it when I see it. Excuse me. But yeah,
that's a huge jump. As far as the first song on Spotify you had was the How to Love, right?
Yeah, How to Love.
Okay, was that released 2019?
2019.
Nice.
Yep.
So you were out here when you released that?
No.
Or was that right before you moved?
So it was right before I moved. I came here for like a week with Alex and Dasmine, and like 2 of our other friends. Ish, who's a really, really great rapper. He was finishing his album, and then he was kind enough to let me go into the studio and record some stuff.
Nice.
Oh, wait, actually, I'm lying. I'm literally lying to my teeth right now. It was recorded in Lowell, Mass. It was recorded in Lowell. Lil Rich, great producer. He helps me with that. And then this other guy named Jalen, he produced the beat. And what's funny is I hated that song. Like, I literally was like, this is not giving. But Alex was like, no, put it out. I was like, okay. And then literally, lo and behold, it's like my best song that has done numbers to date. So very grateful. I should listen to more people. It's a great song. Like now I hear it, but every time when I make a song, I'm like, this is fucking trash.
I was gonna say, was it a bit of like that imposter syndrome where you're like, whatever. Like,
every single time, I'm like my own worst critic. I think I get in my own way a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to learn like when things feel like a little frustrating, it doesn't mean like you should shy away from it and stop. It's just work through it, work through the process, and you'll get to where you want to go eventually.
Yeah.
Like stop shying away from like the hardships.
For sure.
But we'll see when that happens.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I just want people to like be able to hear this stuff without having to do like all this extra shit, like make 1,000 TikToks, make 1,000 reels, whatever it be, and like pray they're gonna get seen by somebody. Like even with the covers that I'm doing right now, like I do one at least every week. I try to be like super meticulous about like the covers that I'm choosing and like the areas that I'm singing, because a lot of them won't grab people's attention unless you're like singing your ass off and hitting every fucking run on the scale. And unfortunately, like it has to be like that because it's like you have 6 seconds or 10 seconds to grab someone's attention
before they scroll on to the next thing. Yeah,
literally exactly. So I think it's a lot harder and a lot easier to get to where you're going, whether you're an actor, whether you're a singer, whether you're freaking working in graphic design now, whatever it be. There's just a lot more. It's a lot easier to get discovered, but it's also a lot harder because it's so oversaturated now.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going on.
A lot of that has always felt like, I know that's what you're supposed to do, and it's obviously working for a lot of people. I mean, for me, for sure, I just like don't post a lot in general, so it always feels so like forced and almost fake for me when I'm like, oh, check this out, like look at this thing, check me out, and like I don't know,
the like promoting I hate promoting
yourself.
Myself. Like I hate the business side of it. Like,
but then I'll have people who will be like, why would you hate promoting yourself? It's like you should want to do this stuff for yourself.
That's true.
Like
I just always am afraid of, because there's just such a like fine line between like being like confident and like self-love and stuff, and like crossing over into like conceitedness and like cockiness and like, you know, where it's like I don't, like, who the fuck am I to be like, I'm so great, you know? Like,
well, like when we talked about the short films and you talked about like raising money potentially, it's like, I'm like people to give me money to make a short film.
For my short film.
Like,
but then again, it's like, who are you to decide that? If people feel like you're great enough to give you, whether it be $1 or 100,000, like you deserve that.
But that's where our own worst critics like coming back into play.
It's easier to hear it through someone else rather than myself. Because I'm like, when I hear you say, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? When I say it, I'm like, it's true. Like,
right, yeah, we do that a lot. Like, you're like, I don't know, this song isn't the greatest. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then, like, I'll, like, show you, like, like audition or something, and you'll be like, this is so great, and I'm like, it could have been better. And
she doesn't show me a lot of audition tapes, but every time she shows me it, I'm like, oh my god, I always forget that you act, like you literally act.
Right. You're
like, you can do it, like
you're really okay. Good. But I think also with acting, I always give everyone like so many props for it, because I don't think that, not that being a musician is easy, but it's just, I feel like there's a lot more resources as opposed to acting. Like, what you guys can do acting classes, and then you can send out auditions. What else can you do to really curate anything? Like,
true.
I mean, I guess you could be on TikTok and like do like a couple like bitches love those little reenactments like of the voices and all that
I don't
stuff,
like
but
those.
I hate those. I also don't know that I actually at least haven't heard a story of that leading to work.
I don't like, because it's just like lip syncing over someone else's act. And I guess like you're still acting because you still have to like do
the emotion,
but I don't know, something about it is so, it's like, but you're not actually talking, like, but that's so weird to me. I don't know.
And I also think that actors who come up from TikTok or any type of social media, they have like this bad stigma about them. Because if you guys get too famous on there, you are looked at as an influencer now.
Right.
And then nobody wants to see, well, I don't want to say nobody, but every time, like, I remember Medea put a bunch of influencers in her movie. I was like, why the fuck are they here? I was like, what is going on? And it wasn't even like, I don't know specifically if they were looking to be actors, like, who am I to say? But I was just like, this is giving like corny. Like, it's not giving like actor. But I guess that's up to the actor.
Or like they aren't even necessarily trying to be
They just
an
got this
actor,
opportunity.
but they just are an influencer. They just have a ton of followers,
Mhm.
and so then they get like movie deals and stuff. And then I don't know. I'm always so frustrated with that because I'm like, I have to compete with actual talented people, and there's already enough of those,
Mhm.
and now I have to compete with influencers who
who
like
don't even want this.
who
Yeah.
don't even like
It
that's
just stumbled
not,
on their lap.
yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, it's a fun thing to do, like I enjoy it, and it's like that's great, but like you don't actually want to do it for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
like
It's frustrating. It can be very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not demeaning, just like
like
it can make you feel bad.
disheartening.
Yeah, discouraging.
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
discouraging.
it'd be
for
very
sure.
discouraging to see someone who doesn't even want it as much as you to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I think at the same breath, it's like, it's not your time. It's not, this isn't for you. Like, I think it's so corny.
What's
when
for
people
you
say
doesn't
it.
miss you.
That's literally what I was going to say. Like, what's for you will be for you.
Mhm.
I don't know what the hell that is and when it's coming, but it's coming. Like,
But
that's what I try to
yeah,
tell myself.
It's
As long as you're putting in the work and doing the things that you need to do,
Mhm.
like to make sure that you're okay, I think
Mhm.
that everything will kind of fall into place.
right.
Yeah.
It's
But-
why you already have this tattooed on your body, but I want to get it also at some point. 222
Mm-hmm.
angel number. You're where you're supposed to be. Like you're on the right path.
I didn't even want
Okay.
222 to be frank. But
Wait,
What did you want,
wanna
and why did you get
then?
222?
333.
Why didn't you get 333 then?
Because the bitch didn't have the stencil apparently.
For a 3?
Yeah, I, to be fair, I went to like someone's like it was like a thrift store pop up thing. It was literally in someone's house,
Stop it.
and it was like a
In
$60
someone's house.
tattoo.
Well, that's
And-
not bad then.
Yeah,
Did it
but-
turn out all right at least?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it
so
wasn't
cute. Like
okay,
it's so
good.
cute.
No,
I
it
love
looks
it.
it looks nice, but I didn't know that you didn't want to get
Yeah,
222.
I tried to tell nobody that, but I was just like,
Not
fuck
everyone
it.
knows.
But
What-
Why did
222's
you? Why
good.
did you
I
say
had
like
clue.
no then?
I just really wanted a tattoo. I was like committed. I waited an hour and a half for the appointment in my car. I was with my 2 other friends. We were all getting tatted. I was like, I'm not gonna be the only one who did it.
Right, you gotta get something.
Yeah.
And everything else she had, I was like, it's not really like for me. But I can't believe she didn't have 333. Like, how do you have 222 but not 333?
Why did you want 333?
333 I see all the time,
Okay.
and it's
I
about.
see 222 all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
It's weird.
I literally don't.
That's so funny.
But now I do. Now I do.
Every time I look in the mirror, it
Literally.
says.
But I like that it means that. I really had no clue it meant that. So
So funny.
I probably should have looked it up.
I know.
So that's a good
You
thing. though.
really acted like you wanted that 222 and
You're not
that you
gonna
knew
clock
what
me.
what it meant.
I'm not clockable. Like I swear. But 333, I think it just means it's just something about to do with angels or something like that. But I just
Okay.
always see it all the time, and it always makes me feel some type of comfort.
Well, is it like
I think it means like your
all of
angels
those
are
things
watching over you or
are like
something.
angel
Okay.
numbers is the thing. So wait, hold on. Let me
Yeah,
Google
tell me the
this
Yeah,
real
correct.
quick.
Tell me the correct.
Get a little research here for the pod.
Yeah. The angel number 333 encourages to set plans into action and let your personal strength be the guide to trust yourself and put thought into your choices. This angel number also is connected with optimism, creativity, and intuition.
Slay.
Hmm.
I love that.
And so 222 is like you're where you're supposed to be. That's that angel number.
Like for the most part, yeah, it's a sign of balance and harmony in your spiritual path. Seeing 222 may be a reminder to focus on finding balance and harmony in your spiritual practices and to be open to finding this balance in your connection to the divine. A message of support and guidance from the angels and the universe.
Wow, serious. Yeah. I like
Associated
both.
with creativity, intuition, and connection.
Hmm.
The more you know.
Love
The
that.
more you
And
know.
as cancers, we're very intuitive, so
Yeah, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
We've been making some bad decisions.
we do,
Like-
but it's fine.
Like, it's so annoying.
We just yell at each other for them.
I'm gonna just do them again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
You live and you don't learn.
Some
Don't look at
more
me like
than
that.
others.
Some more than others.
That's funny.
No tea. No tea, no shade.
So you've played some live shows here in LA, correct?
Yes. My last one was the Viper Room.
The Viper Room.
Yeah, that shit
That's
was
right.
super
Yeah, I
fun.
remember
Ugh.
it. Mhm.
Such a good show. Your stage presence?
That's what everyone kept saying.
Top
that,
tier.
That show felt like really
Top
different
tier.
for me. Felt very, very different. It was
You had
nice.
black sunglasses on, even though we were in a dark
Ooh.
room.
Bitch,
Oh
I had
my
lights
God.
on me, okay? Don't
And-
play me. Don't play me. I couldn't see shit.
No, you looked cool. Is what I'm saying. Like
Oh.
the
The
aesthetic.
mysteriousness.
Yeah.
I was supposed
we
to take
went.
them off.
I remember when we went shopping for your outfit for that.
Oh yeah, for the shirt. Yep,
That
yep,
little
yep.
the shirt. Yeah.
My good friend
Mhm.
Joshua, he bedazzled the fuck out of that the same day of my show for that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I was very grateful.
Mhm.
So cute.
Yeah, you killed it though.
Thank you. That show was like, it really felt like really, really good. Really, really good. I felt like the baddest bitch there ever was.
Nice.
And I felt
You
like,
were.
yeah, it just felt like a really good show.
You are.
Thank you. You
You
were.
were.
I'm like,
You
damn.
were, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Fuck.
like that night you were, and you still are. You know. Oh, so muscular. Are you getting back in the gym?
I was trying, but literally, it's just.
No,
the
we're
gym
gonna
is
go
not
tomorrow
for me.
morning. We're
It's
gonna
just
go tomorrow
not- I
morning.
feel you.
I
man.
hate the gym.
We're gonna go tomorrow morning.
8:30.
Yeah.
this
This man.
Yeah. I go to 24-hour fitness. Actually, never mind. Let me not put that in.
We'll edit that out. We'll edit that out of there.
Nobody needs to know that.
Do you want to talk about your upcoming project, your EP?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you have an album out that
Mhm.
came out
Yes,
last
I do have an
February.
album.
It's amazing.
Thank you. It was my very first project ever. Yeah,
But
it
you've
took
played
a
me
long
some
time.
songs from your EP, and you keep saying that it's better than your album.
For sure.
And they are, but like I can't stress this enough. Like his album's already great. So like just
I swear.
how do you get
my
better?
EP is
I don't
better.
know.
My EP is better, but my album
It is, but I'm
great.
saying like
Yeah.
that's
I'm
I'm saying to put it in perspective, like the album's already amazing. So like
Thank you.
watch
have you
out.
Listened?
I have.
You
In
have?
prep for this, I did. Yeah.
I
Here's the thing. I've listened with when Kendra's played it for me before, and then I was like, all right, I need to make sure I've heard every song. So I went through your entire discography.
What did you think?
What?
I
Oh,
liked it. Gemini, I think, is my favorite, which it was like the number one on Spotify. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Gemini.
yeah. Gemini's a
There
good
is
one.
there's one that's a question. Like what is the one with a question mark on it?
Is it you're gay?
No. There's one that's like, are you worth it? Is it are you worth it or
Oh,
something?
worth it. Deserving.
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 I,
I
like that
hated
one.
that one. Oh my
Really?
god, yeah. I
Really?
was fought to put that shit on the album. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I used lyrics for an Instagram caption.
Did you?
I did after your album release party.
I think I remember that. Actually.
that those photos I posted. I said, "Are you deserving? Because I'm worth it."
And then it was
Sometimes
a
I feel
How Love, too, but
self-confident.
as
How
far
Love
as
is
the-
really good, yeah.
I did like that a lot.
It cracks me up how
Bitch.
much people love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bitch is my favorite though.
Bitch doesn't get enough love. I swear to God.
It's so good.
Bitches aren't heartbroken like they used to be these
They're
days.
not.
Like,
I am. I still am.
Like they are not heartbroken like they used to be. But yeah, this new EP, I don't know when it's gonna come out just yet. I don't have like a planned date, but
Mhm.
I do. It's gonna come out soon. But it's more so I'm dedicating it to a late night drive.
Ooh, I like that.
So it's very much like an album that you can get
Oh,
in.
I could see that.
Mhm. I feel like a
Mhm.
lot of people have told me I make a lot of like they like to listen to my music on late night drives.
yeah.
It like kind of comforts, not comforts them, but it's just like it's nice to put
Sets
on.
the right vibe for
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love a good late night drive. And when I was making this EP, and I'm still in the process of making it right now, I just wanted to kind of curate it to that. So it's a lot of shit that you can play at nighttime, and you just get in your car, and if you're just going for a drive or to a friend's house, wherever you're going, and you listen to it, and it just curates the vibes. It's very nice.
I
You can
like
do
that.
like a little of going out. You can do
Mhm.
when you're heartbroken.
Mhm.
You can do a little bit of just like chill, like if you like to smoke to it, drink to it, whatever, and just like be. I think that was. I think
Mhm.
it was like a really good idea.
I could see that the songs that you've played me off of it
Mhm.
so far. Yeah, that
The
fit-
very
that,
vibey, like
that fits it. Yeah.
yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm very excited for that. I'm very very excited.
I'm excited.
What's the process been like for you recording this? Like, you said this one's an EP coming out or a full album?
EP.
EP.
Yeah.
So
Do you
did
know
you
how
like
many
record
songs?
demos and you like listen to them and then like change them and go back to the studio and record again, or like what is the process like that?
So this process is a lot different from my first album process, just because during my album process, I think I was in the studio literally like 6 days a week.
Oh wow.
4 hours minimum, and it was just that process was like really really good, but it was also super grueling for me,
Mhm.
and because I struggle a lot with like depression, anxiety, so on and so forth. Like who doesn't? But it was just hard for me being in that room, like the studio all the time,
Mhm.
and just not getting out and not relaxing sometimes because I just need time to recharge. I think a lot of the time, like after like I hang out with friends, sometimes I need to like regroup for like 2 days, and it is what it is. But not sounding like ungrateful for the process because like a lot of people don't get to go through that process, and not to mind you, like I had everything at like my fingertips. But this process has been a little bit more freeform, and I'm able to kind of like I'm gonna go in today because I really feel like it today, and if there's days that I don't feel like it, I'm not going to. But a lot of the times it's also, this has taught me a lot of, I want to say discipline, because it's like, okay, you need to set a date and have this shit done by this time. Because it's like, if I keep going like this, I'm going to prolong it.
Sure.
So it's like helping me set like a foundation. It's like, okay, if I chose, this is just a random date, but like April 22nd, like everything needs to be done and handed in and turned in. Like it's giving me a purpose. I'm like, okay, cool. I need to be done with this, this, and that. It helps me map out everything more.
For sure.
So I think that this process has definitely taught me a lot more than the first process, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, it's not bad, but it's not like the best either, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I can imagine, I feel like with any art, like if you don't give yourself a deadline, you'll just take more and more time. Because you're like, well, maybe I tweak this part. Maybe I change this part.
Yeah.
So that's smart to be like, all right, got to get it done in X amount of time or like whatever, yeah.
And I like to have a lot of options too. So I like to have at least like 20 to 30 songs to choose from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the EP is going to have like five songs.
Wow.
Okay.
So I like to have options because then again, I can use these songs later down the line for anything else. I can give them off to people if other people may like them, give them to TV shows, whatever, so on and so forth, for sync placements and stuff. But yeah.
Do you know all the songs that are going to be on it?
I know 3 of them.
So
That's
you
just the
have to
last
choose
2.
more.
2 more, yeah. I finished one of them like almost fully yesterday. I just need to go back in and kind of clean some stuff up and take some things out, put some things in. But most of them are already like all written, all done.
Cool.
But yeah, very excited. Very, very excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so funny.
Why? Why?
Nothing. Dude, it's funny. Just crack me up.
All I said is I'm so excited. I don't
Why
know
can I
what's so
giggle?
funny about that?
I can't giggle?
I don't know what's funny about that.
It's funny.
Why?
I'm not going to beat her up on the podcast.
All right. So those watching on YouTube will realize that we took a 5. We took a 5.
It was a quick 5.
I was
Yeah.
sweating.
Um.
Literally about to pass out.
So, Jalen, you write your own music,
Yes.
which is so cool. When you're writing, I guess, like, when do you feel inspired to write? Who do you write about? Oh, my pillow fell. Talk us through it.
When I'm in, I feel like my creativity comes in spurts. I try to be the bitch that like writes a song every day, but it's like not working right now. So I'm just trying to do what works for me. But yeah, it just comes in spurts. I think that definitely some of my best songs and like my best writing times come from when I'm like actually going through something.
Sure.
So whether a man just broke my heart, so on and so forth, or even like my friends' situations, like I'll sometimes write about that because it's very inspiring to me. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, this is great material. No offense.
What have we gone through that you had to write about? Why'd you look at me like that?
But I write down some of my friends' issues. Like I literally have a section in my notes app about some
so it's
things.
maybe not beef about us, but it's about my...
It's your trauma. Like Jasmine, I wrote a song about like her incidents and like obviously you can't tell that it's about so and so, but yeah, like I've done
If you
that.
ever write about myself, will you tell me? Will you be like,
I
this?
didn't tell her. I would.
It would almost be funnier if you were listening and you're like, that sounds
This is
so much
so
like what
me.
I went through.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, would you have to tell me, or like?
No, I probably wouldn't tell you.
You probably wouldn't. If I wanted you to tell me, would you tell me?
Yeah, I would tell you if you wanted me to.
Okay.
Unless you're
Would
gonna,
I
like,
be
throw a
able
lawsuit
to?
at me.
Would I be able to tell though? Do you think?
I would try and make it so, but I wouldn't make it.
Like
so
obviously you wouldn't be
obvious.
like saying my name and stuff. Be like,
No, literally.
this bitch Kendra.
I would try
problems.
to put
like
incidents that were like very
But if I was listening to it,
pertaining
I could
to
be
you.
like, Yeah,
Like,
so I could be like,
shit that only like
that
if they were like
sounds-
driving a red Mercedes, like I would put that in there. You'd be like,
Ooh.
they drive a red Mercedes. And that-
Interesting.
yeah, you're like, this is hitting a little too close to home.
Okay.
But
Do you notice you use like when you are using like a friend situation? Is it more like inspiring you and like how you would feel in that situation, or is it kind of like almost like storytelling? It's like, okay, I see what's happening, and this is like a good human experience,
Oh,
emotional
yeah.
story, and you're kind of telling it that way.
It changes, honestly, but I think for the most part, it's me like storytelling,
Cool.
and then I might just to make it not like 100% obvious, like I'll put like my own spin on it and add like my own 2 cents.
Mhm.
But it's very much like it's that person's story.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I should
Now I'm
probably let
so-
them know, but
Curious what you've written down about.
it's not too much.
Things
It's really
that
not
we've
too
talked
much.
about.
It's
too
bullets.
much. not
It's
too
bullets.
much.
I have everyone's
Mm.
dirt in my phone. I'm like,
Mm.
just in case I ever need to hit send. I'm like, boop. Literally, it's
well.
only like one situation.
Now I'm scared.
Oh, that's so funny.
You're funny.
Uh,
But yeah.
That's fun.
It's really fun.
I mean, it is fun. I like as much as I'm like I'm scared. Whatever, you
There's
know.
literally
Like
no need to be scared. No need. It's always had a good fun.
if you write a song about a boy that you dated, do you also make it like obvious enough that like they'll know that that song is about them?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
like
love that.
Gemini, he immediately knew it was about him.
Yeah.
Like, and I literally specifically, because obviously the Gemini song is spelled with a J. It's because that person's name starts with a J.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
So
I didn't
literally from the
know that, and I
title.
don't know
Yeah,
why
they'll
I've
be like,
never
yeah, this is about
asked
you,
you
bitch.
that, but someone asked me that one time. They were like, "Why is this?" And I was like, I don't know,
hmm
but
I'm very blunt. Like, I don't
Okay.
care. And it's
But
like,
it's better though. You shouldn't like neuter your art to be like worried that they'll
Yeah.
feel bad. You know?
like you shouldn't have did it.
did
Like,
you say
hello?
you shouldn't neuter your art?
Yeah.
Yeah, like hinder it.
Yeah.
No, I know. It's just I don't know.
I've never heard anyone say neuter your art.
neuter.
though.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like thinking about my dog.
Honestly, like that's all I immediately thought of, like a dog getting neutered, and I was like, I'm
Well,
sorry.
Fine.
Back to dating. What would you say?
What's your ideal man,
Yeah.
Jalen?
What is my ideal man?
You can say
And what
me.
are you? What are you? You can say anything.
I
Um,
honestly don't know.
He is a Taurus.
No, but actually, I'm like,
and what are you looking for
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, if anything?
honestly, I really don't know what my ideal man would be. Like, like looks wise, I don't know.
Sure.
I think I'm lying. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Do you feel like
Don't
you have a
do
type?
that. Don't. He absolutely does.
I love when
What's my
people
type?
never admit their type and their friends are like, "You have a type."
I just
I
don't
remember you
notice
tried to
it.
say you
have
didn't
a
have a
type.
type once to me, and I was like, "Okay, if you say so."
Kendra has a type.
Yeah.
Kendra has a type. Like, don't let her lie. Like, that bitch has a type.
But okay, but same for you, sir.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like to keep my options open, but I think I definitely do have a favorite, and I love I love tattoos. Like, tattoos are always gonna be like really great. I love a creative man. I was gonna say forearm tattoos.
His one and only tattoo that he has
You say tatted?
whips it out.
Literally. Yeah, I love tats. I love a creative man. I don't know. I
You love like
I love my papitos.
You do,
Like,
you
I
do. And you love
I
I feel like all the men that you show me, they're just like so pretty. Like you love a pretty, like I'm just like,
I don't
Yeah,
know
like-
why.
like
it's so
they're-
embarrassing. Like,
but
it's so embarrassing.
do you know what I mean though?
I
Like,
know
like
exactly. Everyone
the men
always
that
says
you
the same thing.
that you show me are like, yeah, they're just I can't other like they're just gorgeous.
Mhm.
Like
but I don't
good
want to like that
skin,
anymore.
like the cheekbones, like
I feel like it's not realistic, and it's not because like I'm ugly or anything
Oh.
like that. It's not. I don't think that I could get them, but it's just like, it just feels like a little unrealistic sometimes. Because half of these men are like straight, so
Oh,
let's
sure.
let's be for real.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are just kind of like, oh my god, I have this conversation to my friends a lot, with my friends a lot, but like queer baiting. I thought you were gonna say something slick. I was like,
no. What I say.
But a lot of these guys nowadays, like, they're feminine and which isn't a bad thing. Like,
Right.
do what you need to do. Like, express yourself. Like, I'm never gonna down a man for being feminine, but it's like I think there's a point where a lot of these people on social media, like a lot of these men, play into being a little bit more like on the gayer side
To
because
get that engagement with the gay community.
Exactly. Like OnlyFans
Sure.
men, like 99.9%, I'm 100% sure that they have gay fan bases. And that's why they do like all this like weird I don't want to say sus because that's like kind of homophobic, but but like just weird shit. And it's just a little frustrating because it's like you guys are profiting off of this, but you don't live this life. Like this isn't truly you. But then again, it's like, who am I to say how a man is supposed to act? Like, who am I to say how feminine this guy is supposed to act or whatever, so on and so forth. But it's just like they know who they're playing. They know what they're playing into. And I feel like that has definitely influenced my perspective on men for whatever reason. And I hate that it has done that because it's like I want my taste to be open and I want to be open to more people because I feel like I'm limiting myself by thinking, oh, I need to have someone that looks like this. Like I really want someone who's appealing to everybody. Like, and that's just really what it comes down to when he's like so pretty and all this stuff. He has all these followers, whatever. That doesn't really play in a factor for me, like followers or whatever. But I don't know. I would very much like to open my horizons more and like just really focus more so on who makes me feel good. Like, can I have a conversation with you? Can I rely on you? Can I trust you? And I think that's like one of the biggest things with my ex, the only guy that I've ever dated. The one thing that I loved about that relationship is I always felt like I could rely and trust on him, and he made me feel like comfortable. And hopefully I made him feel the same way. But I think that's like one of the biggest things, like security in a relationship. That's what I want.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm looking for.
I love that.
Yeah, trauma, love it. What are you guys looking for in a relationship?
Oh man.
Like, let me take notes.
Honestly, like I feel the same. Like I feel like you know, as you know, this my last relationship was a little
Last soiree.
Yeah. It was a long time of like I guess like on and off. And it like I don't know, I held on to like the moments of good and like the times that like he was there for me and like all of that stuff, and it's like and I love that, and it's like, oh cool, so like you are capable of that, but like I need someone that's consistent with it.
Love a consistent man.
And yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. Consistency and security. Yeah.
What's your type?
You tell me, Jalen. You tell me, Mr. Kendra has a type. You tell me.
Kendra just likes her men tall, dark, brooding, and handsome. Like, it's very much that. And
she really does.
Yeah.
She really does. Which is like different from my first relationship.
Yeah, he wasn't very tall.
No. He
SMD?
wasn't. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. No. Literally no.
But my last boyfriend was tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fixed
What
my
is he?
hair. Thank you. Like 6'2".
I was gonna guess 6'2".
Yeah.
6'2".
But then I was like, should I be talking about his specifics now? Now we're identifying him. So.
Well.
Just be grateful. I'm just kidding. How tall are you?
6 foot even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love a 6 foot man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I always tell people out here, I'm like, I'm medically 6 foot, not like LA 6 foot. Because
Not
like so many
medically.
guys out here are
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm 6 foot, and then I stand next to him, and I'm like 2 inches taller, and I'm
Yeah.
like, buddy, you're not 6
Literally
foot.
me.
Literally.
But it's because I'm 5'11". Like, I swear.
Which honestly, if I was 5'11", I'd do the same shit.
It's
I'd
just
say
like,
6
I'm
foot
right
for
there.
sure. Because
It's
no one's
right there.
really gonna call you at that much. But
my license
No,
says 5'11".
but if you're under 5'11" and you're claiming to be 6 foot,
You're doing too
Right.
much.
I will
Don't lie to
find
me.
out.
you can
Like,
get
I will
away
know.
with lying about an inch. 2.
Not so much.
Not so much.
You're doing too much.
Right.
Not so much.
It's gonna be noticeable.
No, I've definitely gone on dates with guys where I'm like, you are 4 inches shorter than your dating profile
know.
said you are. Like,
If they're taller than you, is that okay though?
yeah.
Well, how tall?
No. That's
Tall-
not true. That is not true.
Taller than me?
He's asking if they're shorter than their height, but they're still taller than you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't date a 5'8" guy.
That's so
How
true.
tall
I
are you
wouldn't.
again? Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because you're lanky, but you seem like taller. Lanky's not bad. Is lanky bad? I guess lanky sounds kind of fucked.
It's not bad, but it sounds funny to me.
Like, she just looks taller than she is to me. Like, I could have sworn we were like the same height.
Do you know what's so funny? I feel like it wasn't until I moved out to LA that people are like, you look taller than you are. And I'm like,
You don't get 5'7".
5'7" is still like tall for a woman. Like it's above average height for a woman.
I don't think I
decided
ever
this?
really thought of you as tall until we started living together. And I think we talked about it one night, and you said you were 5'7", and I was like, that is kind of tall for a girl. Like,
yeah, it is. I think the average height is like 5'4" or something.
Who decided that this was the average height for women?
Poll.
I think
survey?
yeah, just the population of the earth, maybe.
Yeah. It's just like a little.
I'm like, what man decided this?
But yeah,
I need to talk away.
I'm
I
pretty sure
would-
5'10" is average for men, so you're taller than average.
Thank you. I'm
yeah.
excited about that.
Great.
Absolutely.
Love that for you both.
Mhm.
Look at all of us above average.
Look at us.
Thank you, Jesus.
I feel bad saying this, but yeah, I like the guy has to be like at least 5'10",
He's gonna be
or-
uncomfortable if you're taller than him, anyways.
taller.
Like, imagine when you
I
put on
mean,
heels.
That's the
okay,
bigger
but-
problem. Heels, yeah.
Yeah, but not always. Not all guys like are like some guys like taller women and stuff, and I like.
Do you like taller women?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I
I mean, I'll climb up on him,
but
sure.
I've been called like, oh my
the Jungle
god,
Jew.
stop it! I've been called superficial though for like not
By who?
willing to buy a shorter man.
My point.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Yeah,
be hurt, of course.
But like, and it's like,
Okay, also,
I
like-
get it, but like everyone has, like, you have to. The people that are like, oh, I just look for like personality, like blah blah blah. Like, no, looks and like attraction are part of the
you need
thing.
to be attracted to them.
Like,
There
you
is
have to
some
be
level
attracted
of
to them.
superficiality that is okay.
And-
Yeah.
as
And
far
I've
as I'm
always
concerned.
said this. It's more so. It's not that like I'm like looking at the guy being like, oh, he's too short. It's like I then feel too tall. Is like
Mhm.
my thing. Is like I just
Do you get
I
insecure
want
from that?
yes, like I want to feel like secure. Remember, I'm looking for consistency and security. I want to feel like secure and like smaller when I'm with a guy.
You want to feel taken care of.
Yeah, and
Like, not if a gang of thugs came up and tried to beat you guys up, you would have to protect them.
Right.
now that I'm boxing,
You don't
I
want
feel
to
like
have
I
to
could.
get something off the
Um,
top shelf for him.
It,
That is so terrible.
Imagine
I don't think
the
that's
ick
a
you would
bad
get from,
thing.
hey, babe, can you grab the...
He gets a stool.
see, exactly. I couldn't do it. So yes, I need a taller man. I like a taller man.
Do you like to feel like
Like even my first relationship, he, I think is like 5'10", and even then I was like,
he was short?
yeah. Even then I was like,
Well, not short, but
but then like I, whatever, fell in love with him. Ugh. But even, anyways, going back. Even like with that, I like it took a little bit of an adjustment because when I did wear heels, I was like almost his same height and I like kind of felt a way about it. And I will say after a while it didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. But then my last boyfriend was 6'2" and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want.
Right.
your first one was cute.
My last one wasn't?
Not for me. He's not for me.
My
I
first
also
one was
think he
cute.
just ruined his image for me. Like, I can't even like.
I
feel comfortable
personally
calling him
believe
cute.
both of my boyfriends were very attractive. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't
that's
you?
just.
I don't want to say like the first one didn't have me like shaken to my knees, but like out of the slim pickings that there was at SMG, I was like, he was definitely like top tier there.
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean anything. So if you're watching this, mind your business. Like,
I don't think he's watching this, but
you'd be surprised.
Right.
You'd be surprised. You just gotta post the clips. But
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get back to this. What's your type?
Oh, what is
Oh,
my
yeah.
type?
Yeah. We wanna hear both of us.
You know, I don't know that I feel like I have a strong type. I don't know. I mean, I pretty much only dated like 99% white women.
Yeah.
Is that just because of Wisconsin, or
Partly, yeah, just because of
Probably,
my
yeah.
environment. Yeah. But I don't feel like I have a type. I feel like nobody feels like they have a type.
I mean, yeah, I don't feel like I have
Right.
a type, but
So
have you seen him with like a lot of people and then he has a type?
my other problem is I was in a long relationship for a while instead of dating around. So like it's not like
out
I
here,
established
yeah,
much of a
yeah, you
type
haven't
out
really
here.
dated it out here much.
Yeah.
I literally get excited before going on a date and then I cancel. So figure or try to go on a date with me. That's
I usually get anxiety, talk myself into still going, and then am like, why did I go on this? Should have stayed home.
Yeah,
I'm proud that
you're
she
like-
went, though.
Thank you.
She's like, I really don't want to go, and I'm like, don't go then. She's like, and then she goes.
And then I come home and I'm like, it wasn't that
Yeah.
great.
It was a free meal.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you've been telling me that these bitches been trying to split the bill. Like, how you gonna ask me to go on a date and then you're not gonna pay for the food?
I've never actually had to do that, but a guy that I went on a date with, yeah, I
You
was
were telling me
mentioning
this
this in the
yesterday.
car last night. Yeah, like bought our drinks, like mine and his drinks. It wasn't a meal, but he bought the drinks, but made a very big deal about how he doesn't always pay for the drinks, and basically, I guess I think he was trying to say that I should feel like lucky and special that he was buying me a drink, and I was like, do you want money? Because I'll just give you money if that's the issue. But anyways, do you have a type?
I'd be damned if someone bought me something and tried to make me feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I will literally not drink the drink, and I'll pour it down the damn drain. Like, and then you'll be upset. Maybe
I
he
don't
doesn't.
know that you really do.
Have you experimented since you've been
Because-
out here?
I mean, I'm mostly when I got out here, I started dating someone pretty early on, and we were together for
Yeah,
a long time.
But even her, I feel like is like different than the girls
I
that you dated prior.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't feel
I
like I have
guess
a type.
typically small blonde girls.
Yeah, but again, I do feel a part of that is because of because of being in Wisconsin. Like, it's not like there was a lot of diversity there.
Right. Right.
For me to like find a type, it was like we have white women and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, so do you like blondes or brunettes?
Take your choice.
True.
There's nothing else.
Right.
Do you guys think it's hard to see your friends nowadays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's obviously like two separate. There's like different groups. There's my friends from back home and the
Yeah.
friends I've made out here.
Yeah.
And obviously very hard to see my friends from back home. But I game fairly often with a good portion of them, and then we just have our group chats, which is nice. But even like here, I'll go through periods of time where like in 2 weeks I'll hang out with like a few groups of my friends, a bunch, and then like a month will go by or 2 months where like I haven't seen any of them, and it's like, damn, we're always busy, and like I don't know. So it's a little weird, but I think that's just like as you get older, at least I feel like I enjoy some of my alone time more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm not
Being an
constantly like
adult.
Friday night trying to text everybody and be like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? It's like Friday night, time to
Plots.
chill.
Yeah.
Plots.
Yeah.
So
I also feel like with like what we all do, our schedules are just all so different because none of us have like 9 to 5 jobs where it's like
A set in stone. You work Monday through
yeah,
Friday, and
like-
then you have the weekends
like
off.
the week. Yeah, it's like the weekend comes and that doesn't mean that everyone's like free, you know? And yeah, it just gets like hard. And I also feel like LA is so big that like some of my friends live in parts of LA that like take
So
an hour to
far.
get there,
Mhm.
where it's like it's not, you can't just like easily be like, oh yeah, I'll just like stop over for a little bit, you know? It's like I'm not gonna drive an hour at 8 p.m.
Mhm.
to then only hang out for like an hour and then have to like drive back when I work in the morning. Like it's just, I think there's like a lot of
It's a process.
logistical
Yeah.
things. Yeah. I mean, like even our
No, our friend group
our
is so,
group chat, like we
it's
talked the other day
terrible.
about how like because we hung out the other day.
Me and Kendra also live like literally 5 minutes from
Yeah,
each
we
other.
live closer, which is nice. But like we talked the other day about how like, you know, you were like, we have to do this more, and I was like, yeah, and we were like, I guess we'll just like individually hang out with each other because we don't have, like, our schedules just don't line up where we can all do something. And I also feel like I have a lot of friends out here that are in different friend groups. So like I have to like, with the like limited free time that I have, and like it's like I have so much free time, and then I have so much time that lines up with friends' schedules. But then like since those friends don't all know each other, like we're not all gonna hang out together. So then it's like my free time window for a specific friend like gets even smaller and smaller. And yeah, it's just hard. I feel like especially like it's like going out and doing things, like it's so expensive also that it's like you don't want to like do that all the time.
A lot of our, at least I can speak for like our friend group, like we don't all really like to go out. Like we're very much all like homebodies.
We like happy hour because that's
and
earlier,
that's usually with just like us.
Earlier and cheaper.
Like it's so nice. It's so
we
nice.
love the happy hour at NU.
That's like the only time
and we
drink
haven't
too.
and we haven't even done that in a long time, I feel like.
I work Tuesdays now. So ghetto. So sad. But yeah, I would say the same thing. It's very hard, even to like text. You've been on the receiving end of this. Like texting friends is very hard for me. I think that's more so just like
both
my
of these
own thing.
Both of these men on this couch right now are not good texters.
I hate it.
Are not good texters. But Jalen though will usually answer my call. We FaceTime a lot.
Yeah.
When we want to talk, we
just
just FaceTime each other. And
my ADHD is too much. Like I will forget about the text message, or I'll feel overwhelmed and I will not respond to it.
Yeah.
Just because I just can't. It's not because I hate you. It's not because I don't love you. It's just.
But you'll usually
much.
always answer my FaceTime.
Yeah, FaceTimes
calls.
I will answer. It's
the
easier
amount
for
of
me.
times that I've talked to Jalen, either called him and he's answered, or he's called me from the shower. Like I swear, the amount of times that I've talked to him and like I'll call him and he'll answer, and I'm like water's dripping down his face, and I'm like, you're in the shower, aren't you?
I'm like, hey, what's up? At least you know I'm clean. Okay?
Too good.
The showers are literally like my peaceful place. Like it's where I feel most creative. I literally will be in the shower after I've done like washed up and I did all my stuff. I'll literally lay down on the ground and I'll take my phone, and then the water like it doesn't hit me fully up here, so I'll like sit up and I'm just there on my phone. I'm going through my notes, making sure I have my week planned out properly. I'll follow up on emails. I'll do all this stuff, and it's just like it's my place of relaxing peace. I mean, I definitely probably shouldn't be using the water as much as I should have in California, but I mean we've been getting
We've gotten a lot of rain, so it's okay. I take long showers too. I will just stand and let the hot water hit my back for so long. The amount of times that I've gotten out of the shower and been like, my roommates are probably like, what the hell is she doing in there? Like that shower.
My roommate literally asked me if I was beating off in the shower. I'm like, no, like I'm just enjoying myself. Like I swear to God.
No, I will just like put on good music and I'll just stand there and like think about things. Sometimes, you know, I'll have a good cry in the shower.
I love a good fetal position under the shower.
I love a good cry in the shower. The other day, I was crying in the car listening to a sad song while the rain was pouring down, and I was like, honestly,
you literally are too much.
It was a vibe.
Crying while you're driving, I would be so nervous.
Yeah, I would.
No,
be worried too.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. No, I am.
She's like, yeah, I almost mowed down 5 people.
Sometimes though, it just hits you, you know, especially when I'm listening to like a song and I'm just like.
You're an emotional girl, yeah.
I am. That's what I'm saying. The June cancers and July cancers, we're
different breeds.
We're different breeds because
I'm emotional, but not in the sense of like I'm crying. Like
I am.
Outwardly expressed as
I am. I'm just always crying.
And maybe that just means that I'm more like you're more in tune with your emotions. Maybe I'm not. Like that's okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's there's nothing wrong with being a crybaby. Like Jasmine cries her ass off all the time. Like she be acting like the hardest bitch ever, but that bitch is a crybaby. Like
No, that's
Oh
what I'm
my
saying. I
God.
Calling her
cry.
out on the pod.
no, literally, like because she be swearing, like literally swears. But
I cry when I'm sad, when I'm angry, when I'm
I cry when I'm angry.
happy,
Really?
when
I
I'm
don't angry cry
frustrated.
usually.
When I'm
I'm
if
so
I'm
mad.
frustrated, I just and I hate it because sometimes I'll like be in arguments and I'll start crying and I'm like and then it makes me more mad and then I'll just cry more. But I can't help it.
If I'm crying, it's because I want to beat your ass. Like it's literally like I know that I can't. So I'm just like sitting inside with all these like emotions and anger. And I'm just like, I just need to let it out. I'm like, I remember when I was in high school and Cheyenne, I still love you. It was literally like fucking 7 a.m. We were having breakfast before we went to homeroom and everything.
Yeah.
And for some reason I got 2 bagels. I don't know if it's because someone gave it to me or whatever, but I was hungry. I was eating it up.
A growing boy.
Literally. And she looked at me. She was so rude. She was like, give me your bagel. I was like, no, like, what the fuck? And she started eating me up. And I was like, just yelling at me at 7 a.m. And I obviously can't beat her up. Like, she's a girl. And I wasn't going to do that anyways. But she was just cussing me out. I'm like, bitch, are you serious? And because I wanted to literally suplex her in the trash can, like I started crying in the middle of the fucking cafeteria, looking like a punk ass bitch. And I was like, no, I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because I want to fuck her up. I'm like, I swear. Like,
Oh, that's amazing.
that shit was so crazy to me. But yeah, love her. She's a funny girl though. She's a Cancer also. She's a July Cancer. She's a funny girl.
I'm just emotional.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Love
Don't ever apologize.
love a good cry.
Yeah.
In the shower, in the car.
I'm sure it's like very relieving. Like I'm sure it's good.
It is. Like sometimes I hold it in and then when I finally let it out, I'm like, oh yeah, I
Needed
should have
that.
just let it out
Yeah.
like a while ago.
Are you an
know?
ugly crier? I feel like I've seen you like have a teardrop, not like a full on cry.
I like can ugly cry. But I feel like I'm always like annoyed because I cry so much that I try not to just be like I try to be like like
Yeah.
Do you ever look at yourself in the
wipe
mirror
the-
while you're crying? And you're like, ew, what the fuck? Because I've done that.
I have because of like acting stuff because like I've
Oh,
like
sure.
had to like cry in scenes, and
So you're
stuff.
trying to like recreate.
And sometimes I'm just like curious. I'm like, what would this look like on camera? So I feel like I've gotten a little bit better at like ugly
She's such a
crying.
hard actress.
Like, because I don't want to look bad. So I've gotten a little bit better of looking a little good while I cry, But I still ugly cry.
I was gonna say, I feel like everyone, like when you're full on crying, like everyone's kind
Like
of
painful,
an uglier
yeah.
crier,
Yeah.
Like, there's just something about the way your face looks when you're crying.
Yeah.
So like,
Uh-huh.
Literally not cute.
right, exactly.
When's the
Although
last
there's
time
a
you cried?
difference between like happy tears.
Last time I cried, I cry fairly often, just to myself, and in the shower. Yeah,
I love
like,
that. We love that though. Listen, I'm here for that.
And I agree. I mean, it's so cathartic. Like the feeling of like when you finally let it out, you're like, oh fuck, needed that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I probably cry every couple weeks.
Yeah, we recommend
How do you make yourself
crying.
cry?
I don't make myself.
It
The
just
world
happens?
makes me cry.
We recommend crying on this podcast.
I'm not like, oh, better cry now. I'm like, fuck, I am sad.
I mean,
I
I
need
can
to
make
do
myself
that.
cry if I really needed to, but I feel like that's because of like acting stuff though.
Mm.
I just like know the things I need to think of
Yeah.
or like a song that I need to listen to or something,
I always struggle acting with crying because I can like get the start of that, but just like in life, I've been so good about like shutting emotions down that like as soon as the like tears start to well up and the emotions come,
Mhm.
my like body and emotions just naturally like shut
Shuts
that
it
shit down.
Yeah.
So like
Same
it's so
here.
hard to actually when I'm acting, like if I need to cry, it's so hard
Yeah.
for me to be like, yeah, I can do that for sure because I know my body's gonna fight it so hard that like regardless of what I think about, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
The only times I've really cried is typically, I think, it's gonna sound so terrible, but it's just like with family stuff. I think family is like not the only thing, but like the only thing these days that really like will make me like
yeah.
tear up like that and like cry,
Mm.
because I think that's like my most like vulnerable
Sure.
thing
Mm-hmm.
in my life right now. But like you were saying, like I think I've numbed myself so much to like my emotions that it's hard for me to kind of tap into that. And I think that's why like I feel so bad sometimes because I feel like I'm just like a ruthless bitch sometimes. And like even like when you're like being emotional and stuff like that, I'm like, girl, like tighten the pussy up. And I'm like, but that's not good. Like it's not good. Like you're allowed to have your emotions. You're allowed to feel however you want to feel about the situation. Like I shouldn't try and dictate you because I'm uncomfortable that with your emotions.
I always know that you mean well though.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I've come from a good place. I
literally
swear.
the other day I showed you a picture of me and my ex and I was like, we were so cute though. And you said delete those. And then I looked at you and you went, in your own time though, of course.
I'm trying.
Amazing.
I'm literally trying. I'm trying.
And that's what I mean. I know that you mean well and that you're trying. So
because it's like I don't know. I don't know why I got like that. Like I really don't. I think it's like what you just said. Like just numbing yourself to the emotions, and it's like I'm not mindful of other people's. Like especially when there's things like a breakup that may be hard for you, but because maybe I'm not feeling that emotion, I'm like I don't see it from that perspective. I'm looking at it more from like I don't want to say realistic, but just like a non-biased view. So I don't know. I just need to be more mindful of that.
No, I get it. I mean, it's basically like because you're not feeling the emotions she's feeling, you're able to see it from an outside view, so it's easier to be like more
pep up, like you're fine.
Yeah,
like,
it's easier to say
this shit
that.
was bad for you, but it's like when you're in it, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Like when I was dating my ex and I was like so sad after that, like that shit was the only thing I talked about. And it's like it was so embarrassing for me. Like I hated, like I would feel myself word vomited up. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah.
Like I felt so bad for my friends. My good friend Kayla, love you to death, bitch. We were literally just after work, literally 12-hour shift too. Literally in the car chatting while she was smoking. I didn't smoke at the time. And I was just sitting there listening to me talk about this man over and over and over. But I know that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you two have listened to me talk about the same man over and over and over again. And I say the same things to my friends. Like, I'm so sorry that you've like heard this before, and I am gonna apologize in advance because I'll probably talk about it again. But I like have to talk about things, like, or I will go insane. I can't just like sort it out myself. Like I have to say it to somebody else. It's something that I'm working on. But you know, we're a little codependent over here.
I wouldn't even call that codependent though. It's just
no, but I am.
You're able,
so it's okay.
Yeah, but not in the sense of that. Like I think it's more so you're just trying to get clarity on something that maybe you're not even able to actually talk to the actual person about it. So it's like you're trying to find an answer, whether it may be through me, and it's not probably the right decision. You just want someone to hear you.
Sure.
Like, I wouldn't call that codependent
fair.
though.
And also, like
that was very nice.
That was really nice. Yeah. Thank you. But something that you said earlier, like I also like look back on like how I like handled things in the past. Like I feel like especially like my first breakup, I was
oh my god, she was a hot mess.
I was a hot mess for too long. And I'll be the first to admit that. And I like cringe at it now, and I'm so embarrassed about something. But like I was talking to a friend about this the other day. And we're like, cause he was like saying the same thing like about like some girl that like broke his heart, and he's like, oh, when she like did that, like I was this and that, you know. And I but we both agreed like at the time though, like that's what we needed. And like we cringe and like look back now, like now being over it and stuff, you like look back and you're like, oh god, that's embarrassing, but like that's what you needed at the moment. And so it's like you can't really like be upset about those things because like
you know, my therapist
that's how
used
you
to tell
got
me,
through it.
You did the best that you could with what you knew at the time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That shit literally, when she told me that, I was like, oh my god, you're right. I was like, I'm like, if I would have knew this and that, I would have never did that. And it's just really like perspective matters.
It's all things that you learn after the fact, and then you're like, yeah, but you have to remind yourself like, yeah, I didn't know that then. So like
I used to blame myself.
me couldn't have made that decision.
I used to blame myself so heavily for my relationship ending prior, and I literally like to the point where I was just making myself like sick, and I just felt like I could never be lovable. I felt like I was the ugliest bitch alive, like just all these things that just weren't true. And I was como se dice, like, it's just basically, I don't know. I was just creating all these false narratives for myself and these beliefs that I'm still trying to like break down now. But it's just like just like I was saying earlier, like perspective really matters, and like you really believe these things in the time, but as like a year or two went by after you've healed and you've kind of gained a new perspective, it's like, okay, maybe that shit like really wasn't that deep. Like it hurt. I kind of forget what I was talking about. I'm being so honest. Like,
just lost the track. Yeah.
Literally. But you get the gist. Like it is what it is. Shit changes, people change, and I think that you're on the right path. Like being in touch with your emotions. Do not ever be afraid to cry. Do not ever be. Just don't cry in front of the man. Like that's.
Don't cry. What?
Don't cry in front of in front of the man. Like fuck him. He doesn't get to see you like that.
Oh, already.
You cry.
Done.
I know, but for future. Like
too many times.
Like they don't deserve that.
Too many times.
But then
Cried
again,
in front
make
of
them feel
too many
bad.
men. But
Really?
yeah.
Even like hookups?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Oh God, no.
That's
Could
only
you
two.
imagine? Could you imagine?
I'd be
That'd be
like-
so embarrassing. This is a nice conversation.
Yeah, this was really fun.
I enjoyed it.
Good. I'm glad that you did. Do you have any final thoughts that you wanna share?
Stream Indecisive.
Yes.
Follow me on Instagram.
Jalen Rance.
His links will be in the description.
JalenRance.
I was waiting for you to spell it wrong. I was about to throw the
Instagram,
microphone.
Spotify, TikTok, YouTube.
Sure. If you
Yeah.
want.
YouTube. Yeah.
Some will be on YouTube soon.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys
We're
for
super
having
glad
me.
to have you
coming
on. Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Love you so much.
Excited to
Love
hear the
y'all.
EP when it drops.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll show you a little bit beforehand.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Yay.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. Well,
Okay.
thanks for joining us again, folks.
Bye y'all.
Bye.
Bye.